Okay everybody, I thought I'd show you my finished 40 Ford. Took a break from the drag cars and built a street rod. And I have a couple other street rods in the works, but not started yet. I found this was kind of a good, not a slump buster, but just something to keep me motivated because the other two take so much, so much scratch building. So this was supposed to be easy, but it didn't work out that way because I changed too many things. But here it is. And I kind of like it. There was a like a deep red 40 Ford Standard like this that was built by the Hot Rod Garage in Maryland, I believe they are. And I saw the car at York at the Street Rod Nationals years ago, and it always made an impression on me the way it sits. So I tried to duplicate that with this one. That's why I ended up with the Willys frame, because to get it lower, and I had to do a lot of modifying to make that low too. I love things low, and it's really hard to do sometimes. But I did the bumper kind of like that car. I patterned it off of. It had just a like a tube chrome bumper on the back and Nerf bars on the front. They were a little bit different than what I did here, but I like those, and I like the grill. That's the way that one was on that car. It was black except for the trim around the edges and the center trim. Little things like that stick in my mind I tried to duplicate, and the stance especially, the way it sits nice and low. And I also used magnets on the hood. I don't know if you can see, there's a magnet right there, and there's a magnet right, I don't have a pointer, but I'll use a spoon. There's a magnet right there, and there's one on each side, so it locates it nice. No hinges, just take it on and off. And I used a 351 Cleveland. That was a NASCAR, from one of the NASCAR kits. I had a couple of them, and I actually cast a few in resin just because I was using them in Ford Pro stock cars that I was building. So I figured keep a Ford and a Ford here. And I don't usually build street cars, so I had to scrounge around an air cleaner. Sorry about the camera shaking. The cat's playing with the legs of the tripod. Anyway, yeah, I had to scrounge up an air cleaner, so I took that out of another kit. And not a whole lot of detail under the hood, but I think it's cool. Putting the mirrors on and the door handles were a little tricky, and the wipers. And I was going to do away with the wipers and a mirror, but then I thought, nah, I'm just going to put it all on there. When you build drag cars, you don't have to deal with that stuff, but this one's, as I said, a street rod, so you got to have all the street equipment. I also tinted the windows. I shot, on the back side of them, I shot some Mr. Color smoke. Probably the same thing as Tamiya smoke, but it seemed to work out pretty good. I just put like 3 or 4 coats on, and they're not dark, just a little bit of a tint. And I did the tan interior. It's really hard to see anything in the interior. See if I can get close enough. Yeah, can't see much. Maybe from the other side. I need a whirly jigger like Glenn has. Yeah, it's really hard to see anything in there. And just use the kit decal for the license plate. And as you can see, it's the Willys Pro Street chassis, or street rod, I guess they call it. I made the exhaust from styrene tubing and just sprayed it with stainless, Mr. Hobby stainless color. And I did keep the steering that you can steer it. I think it's going to look cool sitting on the shelf. So just wanted to put this short update out there, and Next one will be more progress on the projects, and knowing me, I'll have something else started, because like I said, these two that I'm working on are really taking a lot of time, and I like to be able to see progress. So I work on something that's not too difficult, I can see progress. Alright, well, that's it for this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.